Hey guys, what's up? This is Damnation-n-Hellfire. I'm joined this week by Calum, Ross, and Vikes. Say hi, guys.
Hello.
Hello, guys.
Hello.
We're on episode 10 on October 5th, 2017. And this is Bounty 2, the quicker picker-upper? Probably not. Let's go right into bug fixes and tunings. They fixed an issue where the enemy AI would get confused when attacking player bases that had blocked channels due to portals. Short term, Reaver Daily campaign is back. Yay! I was very sad when that campaign went away, and now that it's back, I'm very happy.
Yeah, I'm very happy about that too.
They say they fixed the issue where destroyed portals would block users in PvP combat. This is very up in the air because I've seen conflicting reports on this. Some people are saying that bug is still persisting. And they fixed the issue where when prides would get stunned, they would lose their prideful for the rest of the battle. Apparently they have fixed that, which is a good thing. They didn't even announce that they fixed that. They kind of just got slid in, and they didn't even mention it. These are the types of things, guys, that you want to mention when you fix them, because that gives people goodwill towards you. These are the types of things that you want to say, "Oh, look what we did! We fixed this," and people will be like, "Yay! Thank you, Kixeye," instead of the normal "Boo, Kixeye, we hate you and you suck." So, just make sure you tell them.
I don't use my prides very much anymore, so I had no idea.
Yeah. I mean, there's still a fair amount of people that do, and it's definitely a big thing for them. This week we have the Skyfire TLC thing. You use your garrison fleets to do it, your normal FM fleet or whatever else you use to hit garrison targets. Prize pack 1, you can get the Skyfire hull itself, the Bandit Hornet weapon, and the UAV targeting circuitry. And second prize pack, you can get the Poultice UAV, the UAV upgrade. You can get 2 one-day Skyfire carrier build tokens, and you can get 5 1,000 VXP Skyfire tokens. Prize pack 3, you can get 5 6,000 VXPs tokens for the Skyfires, and you can get 5 one-day Skyfire build tokens. And last but not least, in the final run through, you can get the Gutspill Skyfire carrier flagship, and you get 5 one-day tokens for that, and then you can get 6 more 1,000, or 5 more 6,000 VXP tokens, and then you can get 5 more one-day build tokens for regular Skyfires. Any of the rest of you guys done this yet?
I done prize pack 1 so far.
I've not done any of it.
Okay, I've actually completed the whole thing. Something to be very cautious of. There's been quite a bit of complaining about it. And the very last encounter for the last prize pack, it's like a 113, but it's got some extra cold snaps in it. And be very cautious because the missile boats that come out whenever you unshroud stuff and whatnot, I found them to be a little bit difficult to kill, and they could really mess you up if you didn't have the right fleet. For that encounter, I definitely recommend, if you have icebreakers built, use those. I use, for the whole rest of this campaign, I use my 2 single Zelos ballistic boats that I do my FM with every week. And in the last prize pack, they got me through 1 through 7 and probably about a third of encounter number 8, and then they got sank, and I had to use my icebreakers at that point, and they probably took about a third damage finishing it off. But, I mean, overall, it wasn't too bad, especially when you consider, you're getting 5 days off of the flagship if you didn't already have the flagship, and you're getting 5 days of regular tokens in this. So even if you got to spend like 5-10 coins to finish it off, you're getting a fair amount of build tokens for it. So in my opinion, it's worth it.
Yeah.
Yeah, we just want to make sure that you send the right fleet into number 8. I think it is number 8 because people are using their same fleet all the way up, and then it's getting just wiped out in number 8. So you do want to use the not use the Zelos or the monoliths in that one.
Yep, I definitely recommend using icebreakers for that because it kills those fleas pretty quickly. Then new stuff this week. We had the Draconian Seawall. Why don't you tell us about the Draconian Seawall, Ross?
Well, we have the seawall here. This seawall carries 3,214,000 armor points. So it uses 12,250 base power. Now this carries with it some huge stats. Ballistic deflection of 71,000, penetrative deflection of 111K, and the radioactive deflection is 66,000. Those are pretty high, so it's a pretty good one. Ballistic damage, they get the boost from ballistic, concussive, corrosive, explosive, penetrative, and radioactive, all 20%. It is cold snap immune. So this one is dependent on faction, so you can the faction will change will affect this portal. Also, I believe the ballistic goes to 90,000. Sorry, penetrative deflection of 140,000, radioactive deflection of 81,000. Then with the faction, you'll pick up the ballistic 10, concussive 10, corrosive 10, explosive, penetrative, radioactive, all the way across the board, and it is cold snap immune. So I believe this is well, it's only the second portal type we've had, but this one here can be affected by your faction. So
I'm pretty sure that lots of people, once they get this research and everything, will be replacing their great ramparts with this thing. You'll see lots of new Draconian faction bases out there, probably.
I agree.
Oh, yeah.
And we have a new, some missiles around the corner. So this penetrative deflection of 111,000 is pretty nice.
And then also this week, drum roll, we had the much long and waited, anticipated second shipyard, the Huggy Shipyard, as I call it. I don't care if they want to call it Conquest Shipyard or Concert. Screw them and what they want to call it. This is what I want to call it. This is Huggy Shipyard. Mike, you want to talk a little bit about that?
Yeah, sure. This Huggy shipyard, it's our secondary shipyard that we all wanted, designed to build our Conqueror hulls. You have to have your outpost at 10 and a level 5 shipyard to do it. And it costs, and remember, you need lots of uranium to do this, 175,000. And
we can also do our defender hulls in this as well, right?
I'm not sure about that, to be honest.
Yeah, everything I've seen, except for in the actual flavor text of the yard itself for the building blueprint of it, everything I've said says yes, we can do defenders, build defenders, and refit defenders in it as well.
Well, that's a good thing then. So they should be more specific on what we can do with it then. Besides just conquerors.
Yeah, so even if you're not a big base hitter, this is still something you can come in to, help you build your defender, to defend your base while you're building other stuff. So,
and right now, everybody needs to know that you can coin this for a lot less than what it originally would cost, about 2/3 cheaper.
Yes, and all the way up until October 10th, I believe it is on my screen. It says it's available until October 10th.
Yes, I did do mine just because of that.
I was just getting ready to say, so for those people who have more money than common sense, bites, this is a good market.
I just couldn't see not doing it for 200 and some coin.
Right. Let's talk about the build time on it a little bit, though. If you're actually building it the long way, what do you got to think about 42 days?
That it's ridiculous.
Caleb?
Yeah, it's crazy.
It's a I mean, I know it's a feature coming out that we've been wanting for forever. So the 42 days is just, I guess, you know, I don't understand it. You know, I mean, I don't see a point. In
there's
making it so long. I just don't understand the point in it.
I mean, I could see it being 24 days or something, or 12, but 42 is outrageous for something that they finally wanted to give everybody and help us out. Well, it ain't going to help no one out if they got to wait 2 months to get it done.
It's not
thought-
just that.
Joseph in chat just said it's 38 days with an officer and R&D level 30. Well, thanks, man. That makes it so much better.
So, yeah.
That's, like, seriously, I'm kind of of two minds about this. You know, like, yes, from a player's perspective, 42 days sucks ass. And if you're trying to get people back into PvP, you know, and making them wait 42 freaking days to have the shipyard so they can actually do it, not your best idea ever. However, it is something that is going to have a long-term lasting impact on the game. So from that perspective, I can kind of see why it would take a while.
Yes, but you have to remember, while you're upgrading this yard, you cannot upgrade nothing else in your base for 42 days.
But yeah, absolutely, absolutely.
So it puts
No.
that's what's crazy. It stops everything you do and anything else in your base.
But I mean, there's so many double-edged swords to this, because we also have to remember that before we even got OP10 and all this stuff, there was people sitting out there that had 70, 80 days worth of structure build tokens. You know? So,
I agree, but I don't see a need to penalize the advancement of our base with all these new features and all the new things at this time. It's just bad for me. I mean, it's just not going in for me. I like the idea. It's great. I do think it's great. It's been a long time coming, and I'm happy to see it.
I mean, quite honestly, I think the only people who are going to have this anytime soon at this point are the people who didn't really need it in the first place. You know, there's the people who were already coining their whole entire fleets already, so they didn't even have really need for this thing.
I need it.
I don't know if you're trying to open up the door to get more people involved in PvP. 42 days was definitely not the way to do it, unless you are going to have a structure build token campaigns coming out real soon. And yes, when it first came out, you couldn't even use structure build tokens out on it, but they have since fixed that.
Yeah.
I do believe I think they will be bringing out a structure build token TLC for us again.
I sure hope so, because this is too long.
I mean, they're going to bring out something to help us out a little bit.
Yeah, I mean, you know, I try to stay positive about most things, but let's be honest, there's nothing positive about 42 days.
No, that's what I say. They got to bring out a TLC for us for it, and that'll make people happier and whatnot.
That would fix everything probably. So, okay.
All right, so I guess this will lead us right into the bounty. Bounty round 2 is this started today. Yay. There's a lot of things that are the same. One of the other things, some of the things that have changed. Who am I picking up in the background?
I don't know.
I think it's Vikes, I'm not sure.
You're a little kid in the background. Vikes, I'm going to mute you for a minute. Huh, no, I don't think it was him. Anyway, whatever.
No, it's just over the channel or something. Okay.
All right. Anyway, where was I? Hell. Okay. Things have changed. Instead of generating bounties slowly as you go through and do stuff, like was last time, every 4 hours you're going to get like a little grant that gives you 800 bounty. So that's different from the last time. You can store 1 grant in case you're unable to log in. So basically what they're saying is, as long as you log in at I guess 7 hours and 59 minutes, I guess, is then you'll log into getting 1,600 bounty all in one shot, is the way I'm understanding it. And they also say, important note, to redeem your grant, you may have to go to the world map and re-enter your base. So I don't know if that was one of their solutions to try to help keep people from running with a dead base or not. I don't think it was. That wasn't a very good solution, in my opinion, but whatever. You can use the locator on the world map to find bounty player targets. Just like last time. Hopefully it works better than it did last time. I have not actually had occasion to use that yet. Have any of you guys used the locator yet?
Yeah, I used it.
Yeah, I use it, but I have no targets. It really.
Does it seem to be working better than it did last time?
Yeah, 100% better.
A little bit better.
It does say a little. It is a little bit better. Yes.
I mean, every once in a while, I do get someone that's on there in a faraway sector, but most of mine are the sector right next to me.
Has,
Yeah, but if you
has anybody been hit since bounty started? I know I have.
No.
I haven't.
I have
just off the just before the show.
I've been at it since the start.
No, I have not been hit or nothing. No peak. No nothing.
Yeah, I got hit probably, I don't know, about an hour and a half in, I think. But it was funny because Ross and I were in the process of chatting about bounty in the side chat before. And I'm like, well, I'm actually at 1,200 bounty right now. And I'm like, oh, scratch that. I'm not at 1,200 bounty anymore. So that was kind of funny. But yeah, to get points, you destroy base, get at least 2 stars, and destroy the outpost. Then when you're just like before, when you reach checkpoints, your bounty is moved from unsecured to secured. The checkpoint totals are different this time. I know for the first one it's 1,700. What do you say the second one was, Ross? 3,400?
Nope,
Yes.
it's 1,700 too. You get another 1,700.
So
Okay, I thought Ross told me it was 3,400.
Yeah,
Well, that'd be the total that you get after all of it. It's still 1,700 each checkpoint.
Oh, okay. So yeah, each checkpoint. I'm sorry. So the total would be 3,400 on the second. So it's
Okay, so the checkpoints don't actually go up this time.
correct.
Until you get the very last one that's like, what is it? It's like 13,600 or something ridiculous.
Yeah, I'm pretty low. I'm at 4,408.
So just like before, you can level up your OP and get different defenses and all that kind of stuff. Your amount of secured bounty and the amount you get for your grants doesn't change at all. So unless you care about the actual defense part that you get, you probably don't even have to upgrade your OP, to be honest.
Because I did mine anyhow. I do it anyhow just because I had to go out and get more uranium. But yeah.
And here's a little chart that shows the last checkpoint, the one that's, that goes up to 13,600. And you get reinforced chests as you go. And from what I heard earlier today, in these chests is where they're supposed to have structure build tokens, possibly. But
has anybody seen a reinforced chest yet?
I doubt anybody's gotten that high up yet. Well, I'm sure there's probably a few people that have, but nobody that I happen to talk to.
Okay.
But I don't like the placement of some of these prizes. Just seems silly to me. Because, the people who can get to these reinforced chests are the ones who need the structure build tokens the least, in my opinion.
Yeah, that's what I was kind of my point. If that's where they're found, if that's the structure build tokens that they're offered, and that's how you got to get them. Ouch. I mean, that's pretty high up there, but I didn't think they were there originally, so I'm glad that they're at least there.
But the best thing is you don't have to hit bases. You can hit the map targets to get that high as well.
You can.
Yeah, I mean,
it takes a while.
There's definitely a plethora of PvE targets for this PvP event.
Yeah.
So that's interesting. Let's see. I think all this stuff is mostly the same. Yeah, we said about the 2 stars and destroy the OP, where you get 30%. You steal 30% of their bounty that they have that's unsecured. Let's see. Just like before, they have like the little symbol, bounty symbol beside their bases if they're participating. You can find them in the locator. Must destroy the enemy's outpost and earn at least 2 stars to gain bounty.
Correct. And I know people were having some questions on that. A couple players that asked me, they did get over 50%, but that does not count. You do have to kill the outpost.
Yeah. If you attack a player and their outpost is still destroyed from previous combat, you will not earn any bounty from the battle. Let's talk about this one, because this is one of the big thorns in my side. The fact that people can just play and play and play by using map repair and keep their base dead, and you can never get any bounty off of that. That really plucks my freaking nerves.
Yeah, but they still have to go back in their base to collect their 4-hour bounty.
But if you're out, collecting off of base hits, collecting like 1,600 bounty, or well, let's say you're out hitting bases and you're getting, I don't know, say like 2,500 bounty an hour. Do you really give a shit about that 800 that you're missing out on? As long as you're banking up 2,500 an hour and nobody can take it from you.
And you got no repair for your base or guard.
Yeah, I do agree with that. That is, I mean, yeah, running a dead base, you shouldn't be able to.
I mean, this was one of the biggest bitches about the last bounty, and they did absolutely nothing to fix this. If they want people, two things that they need to do if they want people to participate in this. And I mean, I can tell just by looking at the map and watching comms, listening to chatter on pages, there's way less people participating in this one even than the first one.
I agree.
The 2 things they need to fix is your OP has to be repairing for you to collect bounty for basics. And you need to start getting points for defending. And I know they said when they were on the show, they said they weren't looking at that until, bounty 3. But I think until you start putting points in for successful defenses, there's a ton of people that aren't going to play.
Right. I mean, because I've went to sectors and some nice big alliances and some big bases, and you're only finding a couple that are playing. It's kind of sad.
Yeah, and I mean, with this being a limited currency environment in the first place, because other than the little bit of bounty that you generate, the only way to get bounty is from hitting other people's or some of these NPC bases. Which, let's be honest, the point to time return on them isn't the greatest. But when dealing with a limited economy, having a limited number of people playing is not the way you want to go. And speaking of the PvE targets, they have the level 85s and the level 96s. 85s pay out 50, 96s pay out 100. Keep an eye out for the jackpot hordes, which gives significantly higher payouts. Let's see, there's 88s, which can give 800, 1,000, or 3,000. And there's 99s, which can give 1,600, 3,200, or 6,000.
I've not seen a single one.
Roger said you saw 99, right?
Yeah, I've only hit 2 targets total, and I have over 4,000 bounty. And I've only hit two 99s. They're very, very hard to find. It took hours and hours to find them. But those are the only targets I've hit, and I've got over 4,000 in bounty.
Yeah, and I haven't seen none yet.
Just like normal, when base hitting, you'll win and lose medals, blah, blah, blah. That's all saying. Something that was definitely different this time, they took out the attack ante. So, if you're going to attack a base and to fail, you're not going to lose bounty anymore.
That sucks.
I don't know that I'm a big fan of that. Hopefully the ante will come back in once base defense starts to play a role.
Well, it would have been all right, if the person lost bounty, if the player got the bounty that they lost, but that wasn't happening. So losing a bounty didn't affect anybody but the guy hitting. So it had no real meaning to be losing it at the first place then.
Yeah. I mean, it just kind of removed that whole risk versus reward aspect of it, which I'm not sure that I'm a big fan of. But like I said, until they get the defense option in, you might as well keep it. Rather just throw it in the ocean when, as I said before, we're dealing with a limited economy anyway. Baseballs. Hey, you guys will be happy to know that due to all our complaints about bubble times from last bounty, we get a whole extra hour-long bubble now. So yeah, if you're in bounty, if you get hit for less than 25%, you get no bubble. 25% gives you 2 hours. 50% gives you 3 hours, and 75 and 100% both give you 4 hours. So there you go. No more 3 hour bubble for us bounty players. We get a lot 4 hours now.
That should be at least 5 hours, just to give time for your outposts and turrets to repair a bit more.
Yeah, I'd even be okay with 8 hours. That way, at least even that way, they come back in and everything's fully repaired pretty much. So,
well, weren't they saying you ain't collecting bounty when you have a bubble anyhow? So.
Well, so with the grants, though, I guess you don't. Since we're switched over to the whole grant system, the not generating bounty doesn't matter anymore because you get it every 4 hours no matter what.
True.
And then let's go over the prize list. Kalen, you want to talk about the prize list some?
The 2 minutes, I can see. The bounty, 1,700 bounty each is 12-hour ship build token. Max is 1, which I thought it would have been a bit more.
Yeah, you would think so.
Yeah, the random slinger, the random breeder. What's that one? Something missile.
Amphibious.
Yeah, that's the one. Amphibious missile system. Easily available in FM. The Cataclysm turret, should I say, not the mortar. The Venom Spitter, the Fuel Tank X, the 01X. That's all 1,700 bounty each.
So if you come in, say 1,700, and say that's all the bounty you get during this event, you can only pick one thing. What would be the first thing you pick?
12-hour ship build token.
Myself, if I didn't have anything that was on this list, I would probably go for the Cataclysm turret.
Yeah, that's I was thinking. The Cataclysm turret is definitely a good turret.
It's a nice one. I think I might go for the Radon Slinger. Maybe the Hyperion owners out there.
I like the.
All right, cool. Let's go to the other side then.
2,400 bounty each is the Cursive Belt, the Explosive Turret, D99S, the Axiom Chain Gun range. What's that? For Insectation Launcher is the Courage Weapon, and Fission Fuel Mod Courage Special. All that is for 2,400 each. But is that one thing you can get only as well, or?
Oh no, you can pick multiple things off all these lists. I'm just saying, like, if you only manage to get 2,400 points, what would you get?
Right, because there's going to be people that are on the bottom end of the bounty payout, and so we were trying to figure out what might possibly be the best prize for them to claim.
I would say probably in this category, probably the Rage if you don't have it.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I would agree.
I don't know.
The Axiom chain gun turret, if you didn't join in the first bounty when you could get it for just 1 point, shame on you.
But the only thing is with that Axiom chain gun turret, it don't work against the bust as good as it used to work against the rages. So it's giving rages out again with the Axiom turret will just wipe out the rages.
Yeah, I would say either though. The Axiom still is a very nice turret, a really nice turret. It stops so many fleets, not just the Rage. In all honesty, for those players that are just medium or medium size, I think it's a great turret. If they missed it, they probably want it.
Then we're in the 5,000 bounty category.
I haven't even looked at any of these, what's it called, prizes. Bounty. 5,000 bounty each, new clip missiles, twin blade weapon, new AFT razor, what's that, razor foils?
Foils.
Special as well. That's the one. New Adder strike turret, new
Caustic.
Catalysm, Rena Rage. The flag is the Rage.
And that's for 15,000.
Oh, I was going to say, what would you get if?
Well, we're going to go over the blueprints here in a little bit for each individually, so we can talk more about it then at that point.
The 15,000 bounty is 1 courage times limited remains 2 per account. Large courage VXP token limited 1 per account.
Isn't that crazy? They want to charge 15,000 bounty for a VXP token.
Yeah.
It's kind of nice.
I mean, whatever they're growing in California must be some really good shit, man. That's all I can say.
But if you have the 2 from the last one, you remember you can't get another one. So there's still a limit of 2.
Well, it's like who wants more than 2 in their base anyhow?
Oh, I want 3 in my base.
Yeah, I'd probably put 3 if not more. And then the last thing for the 37-120, we can get the twin blade. And there's 1 or 2 blueprints total per account. Now is that 3,000? Is that 37,120 for?
Yeah. Good luck with getting that. There's about like 10 players getting that.
My question is though, is that total for 2 of the blueprints, or is that for only 1? But then you can get 2 of them.
It don't say nothing.
My understanding is for those points you get 2 blueprints.
I think that's true. I think that's true too.
It's times 2, the times mark. So I think you get 2.
Yeah, there definitely seemed to be some confusion about that earlier in the week from people when they were talking about it. But I definitely tend to believe that for 37,120 points, you actually get 2 of the blueprints. Because that would be crap if you only got 1 for that much value.
No, I would think I mean, it's got to be.
I mean, it's still a lot of points just to get it.
Yeah.
I mean, that's a lot of points.
All right, so then here's the blueprints for the weapon and the special. Ross, did I say you were talking about these? I can't remember.
Sure. The Clipper missile is the new missile here, and it's a tier 6.5 weapon. So it is a heavy weapon at 695 tons. The accuracy is at 75. The range is at 76. Now the damage is at 26 or 2,660, I believe. Reload time is 8, so it's a medium reload. Building damage is incredibly high at 10,640. So this really, this is kind of a go-to for these new portals taken down the front. I think it's a good missile. Now with that, it has a flak evasion also 50%, so it's pretty nice. Now that also comes, the special for that is the aft razor foils. Now with this one here, it adds an accuracy of 30% and the projectile speed of 100%. So, and building damage at 130. So this has already got a building damage of 10,640, and with a building damage special of another 130%. This is really a nice combination. Nice.
Well, and then when you start factoring also like siege battery and I don't know, siege targeting will stack with this particular special, but when you start factoring in all these new specials that we have that really up your building damage, and not to mention, as we'll see in a little bit, the bonus to building damage that the hull itself gets for the twin blade, this is going to be crazy. It's going to be absolutely insane.
It is.
Yeah, I agree. This one here is big. Now, and with compared with the hull, now, but I think actually without the hull, even this is going to be a nice weapon to have. It looks like for me to even to stop the.
Are any of you guys in game at the moment?
Yes.
No.
Do me a favor.
No.
Check in your shipyard if you can. Just see if the new special and siege targeting can both be put on the same hull together.
If so, stream share it, Ross.
Okay.
So he doesn't have to screen share it. It's just as long as he tells us yay or nay.
I have to find this hull here first.
All right, well, we'll come back to that while you're checking on that. And we had the turret and the special to talk about. Caleb, you want to give that a go?
The new turret, the Adder Striker, is the Scourge Tech, tier 6.5, but it takes a lot of power as well. 10,750.
It does look pretty badass, though, I have to say.
Yeah, you know, we were talking about this. We were saying it looks like a duck head, doesn't it?
It does kind of look like a duck head.
Let's hope it just
Just to be clear for our listening audience, that was duck head. Anyway, sorry, go ahead.
The weapon type is a scattergun. The damage type is corrosive. The attack is splash 12. The spread of 40. The range of 106 or 105 is that?
105, I believe.
The damage is 4,000. The reload time is 5, and it's a multi-shot. It shoots 2 times. The surge damage is 4,000, and the corrosive defense bypass is 95%.
Now, the one interesting thing about this, and unfortunately on the picture of the blueprint that I got, it didn't show up, is the damage overtime effect. I'm actually getting ready to log into the game right now, so I can give you an exact number on what that is. I want to say, I thought it was like 10K or 16K or something like that, but I can't remember.
Okay, and I wanted to let you know, though, on the twin blade, that you can put siege battery for building and wall damage increase 74%, I guess, on mine, with the aft razor foils plus the 130%. So you're picking up.
But can you then also put siege targeting on? That was
and can we add siege targeting? I'm looking now. You cannot.
Okay. I had a feeling that would be a little bit too good to be true.
Yeah, that just make it way overpowered for.
It's actually unbelievably unbelievable with just the siege battery and that special. The building damage and wall damage special is pretty incredible.
Do you want us to tell us the bad news, Ross? How much is it?
How much is it? Well, it's 37,000 points in bounty.
Yeah.
Oh,
Tell us
wow.
how long does it take to put it on a turret?
Oh, didn't look. I didn't look. Let's see.
Oh, hey Ross, check and see if you can find the.
Okay, well, I got to tell you, let's see. That's not bad. So, aft, I'm at 2 days and 12 hours with the bare hull for the twin blade. That's very good. And so if you add the new special, which would be the aft razor foils, it goes up to 3 days, 9 hours. So that's under a day special. It's not terrible.
So what are we thinking? Probably 10, 11 days for a full build on it?
It might be a bit more because that missile's heavy.
Missile's pretty heavy. Let's see. The missile alone is is 10 hours.
No, that's
each
real
missile is 10 hours.
That is real good.
Like getting back,
Yeah, that
to
ain't too
the,
bad at all.
getting back to the Adder Strike turret real quick here.
Okay,
The
yes.
damage over time, the damage over time figure, 16,320, and that's a 24-second duration.
That's gonna hurt.
To me,
That could hurt.
to me, the initial damage on this turret doesn't seem all that great, but that damage over time seems pretty impressive. And unless I'm totally mistaken, and somebody in chat can correct me if I am, but I am pretty sure that deflection values don't apply to damage over time. So that would actually be, a full that amount of damage. Deflection wouldn't matter.
I'm just not I just don't believe that damage over time has worked correctly in the past, and I don't believe it will in the future.
Well, I'll say this: damage over time in the past has been really hard to say because it's always gone up against usually PvE hulls that had built-in percentage defenses that would reduce that damage over time damage. But with going up against PvP hulls currently, which all have the defense handicap, you're not going to be able to reduce that damage.
Right. It'll be interesting to see.
Yeah, it'll definitely be interesting to say the least. Oops. Oh crap! What I do? All right, we got the hull. Hey, is that you that has a TV on in the background?
No, it's playing over the channel, but it looks of it.
It's not from us. Yeah, by the looks of it.
Oh, that's weird. But anyway, so the hull. Let's talk about the hull.
Now, this twin blade hull, it's a Legion Tech, the Conqueror hull. It's a 6.5, so it's the top of the line, top of the stuff. This really looks to me like it's really going to be something of a base hitter. The structured damage per second's got 420,000 come with the ship. Projectile speeds plus 50%. The penetrative reloads 50%. The damage is 50%, and the building damage on this hull is plus 200%. So this is strong. Now, as far as defenses, we're going to have deflection of 4,000. Radioactive deflection is 68,000. Now the corrosive deflection is 102K. So that's going to be really its strong point here. Now penetrative is down to 4,000. Concussive deflection is 31,000. Explosive is 193,500. Now, it does have a splash damage reduction of 50% and a tactical field resistance of plus 50%. So it's got some really high defense stats also. It's a fast haul at 25 mile or 33 miles an hour combat speed. So it's real fast. Turn speed 25. Map speed's 35. I don't think that matters any longer. It repairs in the hull repairs 30 minutes, so it's standard repair. It does hold quite a bit of cargo. It has 8 weapon slots, 3 armor slots, and it has 6 special slots. Now that's the nice point where I think that really can come into play when you're using 6 special slots. It's a lot different from the old days when you have just a couple. So you can do a lot of things with this hull.
You know what struck me as interesting when we were going over this? Well, a couple things struck me as interesting going over this blueprint. First thing that I found kind of like almost highly amusing and sad at the same time is when you were saying about penetrative deflection. We're down to 4,000. You remember when we first had the split into the PvE and PvP, and we had the revenge, and like 4,000 deflection was like, oh my god, that's huge. And now we're like, oh, we're down to 4,000 on this number.
Right. No, when it was introduced, when deflection came in the game, oh my gosh, 4,000. That was game changing.
And that's been in the course of what, a year and a half.
But yeah,
It's gonna hurt this hull though.
yeah. That's it. We can build up the penetration deflection real easy. It's
Right.
just it has no.
Ballistic.
I say we have nothing for ballistic.
Well, right,
That's basically the only thing that's going to hurt that hull.
But I'm talking more about the numbers, how much they've increased over the past year and a half.
Oh yeah,
Oh,
huge.
Oh yeah.
You know, like they said, the whole original reason for splitting the two things and the two sections was to get away from power creep. Well, if that was their intent, I would have to give them a great big F for fail on that. Looking at the way numbers just keep going up and up and up and up.
Yeah, well, I think in all honesty, I think something is going to be required to make these bases now. With the way they are, they can be built today. It's going to take quite a haul.
Well, and that's very true. That's because those numbers also keep going up and up and up and up. So
Yeah.
6 1 half dozen the other. But the structured DPS of 420,000, that's quite interesting.
It's just huge. So, yeah.
So, okay, so you can only get 2 of these. What do you think the biggest use of these is going to be? I see them being useful as a tank, honestly.
Yep. They're going to be a spotter.
I see, being spotters for sloth fleets.
Yes. I mean, for sure. I hope they don't come near my base, but I know they will. I mean,
Yeah, I got a big target on my back. They're just waiting for this new hull.
so it's a nice hull. So,
Guys, one of the guys in chat, A. Miller, said, will it hold up versus a survivor, or will it kill it?
will what now? I'm sorry, what was
Will
the
it hold
question?
up to a survivor, or will it kill it?
Not
'Cause the
sure.
survivor's fully penetrative, right?
Yeah, a survivor would be a good defense on it, I would think. But I'm not sure. It shoots. It's got quite a shot.
Yeah, it was. I think it might outrange it.
I don't know, what's the range end up being if you use this and the new missile? Because I want to say it's not all that big, I don't think.
No, it's not that. But if this can outrange it and we're using it as a spotter, I don't think that it really matters on what you do to it. If you're outranging and it's a spotter ship, it doesn't. The survivor, if it's not, if the survivor is being outranged and it gets rained on by mortars, that's all.
Exactly.
One of the interesting things too about this hull, unless I'm totally missing it, it doesn't have a buff to missile range.
It doesn't say one, does it?
Nope.
So that's kind of weird, huh? Missile hull without a missile range buff.
Okay.
Definitely different. So that's all the slides I got. What else do you guys want to talk about?
Who's participating in Bounty?
I've joined. I don't know how much participating I've done yet. I went out and hit a couple of the NPC things, and then I had a bunch of crap I had to do, so that's about all the farther I've gotten into it.
Yeah, I got home off the day and come on the show. That was it.
I hit 2 of the 99s, like I was saying. I was able to have Alliance members find them for me. I've been searching for them because I heard about them. And then I saw a picture of the target, so I've been in search of those. They're a really great find. When you do come across them, I got to say that they're well worth it. So I've just been trying those. I've been waiting. I was kind of hoping somebody hit my base, but no, they haven't. So I'm not sure. It seems to me it's another PvE event, and I truly mean that. And they made the targets on the map PvE. They did not make benefit. You get no points. I know that it was said this before, but no points for defending your base. So it is, to me, this is a PvE event.
Yeah, I mean, I guess the only difference between this and a PvE event is people can't come and hit you and steal your raid points. You know what I mean?
I agree. I haven't been hit. So, I agree. I guess somebody could come steal your points.
But yeah, I mean, other than that, I kind of tend to agree with you that it just seems actually basically like a second grade.
But I don't see now. I see too many reasons for players not to come hit my base for points. I mean, why come hit me when I'll hit you back, and you can just hit this map target right here, and all day long.
Well, and another thing too, like, you know, with the way build times and research times and whatnot get interrupted by this, a lot of people are probably choosing not to opt in just for those two simple reasons. You know, it's bad enough that your turret's going to take you like 12, 13 days to upgrade anyway without it getting flattened every 4 hours.
Well, yes, I agree. I believe that there's still a lot of people, well, I get messages from them that are in the middle of, you know, their OP or something that does matter. Or their portal, you know, say their portal is being built. Well, that's a lot of downtime. That thing takes forever to recover. So I see their point if those players that are passing for those reasons.
We're going to be wrapping up here soon, but with the raid coming up here next week, you know, our second raid in a row, but whatever. So what are you guys using? Are you going to use fangs or hunters?
I got both built. I'm going to use both. I'm going to find out.
I just have fangs.
I have 2 fangs right now. Hopefully I'll have 3 by then, but my third will be mismatched rank a little, so that's going to throw me off. But I'm hoping to attack this with 3 fangs.
Yeah. I have a full fleet of fangs. I only have 1 hunter built.
I have one hunter that's mostly built. I say mostly because I haven't slapped the armor on it yet. I'm hoping I'm gonna have 3 full hunters or 3 full fangs and the phantom fang done in time for the raid. So that'll be it'll be interesting to see how this raid's gonna going to be. What do you guys think? I've been hearing a lot of talk about people are saying that it's quote unquote mandatory to have both the hulls to do the raids at this point. I personally, based on last raid, am not necessarily agreeing with that because I didn't have Skyfires and I was still able to do both the. Granted, I couldn't do the 106 as effective as what Skyfire players could, but I didn't feel like, oh my god, I don't have Skyfires. I can totally not do this target.
Well, you see, the last raid, I used my Skyfires exclusively because I didn't feel my Phoenixes were performing the way they were as good as they were last raid. And my Skyfires are just doing awesome.
My Skyfires were built poorly. Well, they were great for the targets at the time, but my gut spill was all wrong for this event. I originally had my gut spill all antis and no armor because it did the repair faster. It worked out financially. I used that as a repair feature, and this one here it melted. So I couldn't do the 106s with mine. I was affected by that. But so I just hit the one target. I mean, in all honesty, I only hit what works then.
And I don't know. I didn't feel like last event cycle I had to have both hulls to be able to participate in 16. And I'm just wondering if you guys felt that was going to be mandatory this round or not.
I'm hoping not.
Have you gotten in any practice on the 60 uranium targets that are now on the map?
Yep.
Yes.
I've been doing the 60s and the 100s, the instant repair.
I haven't seen the 100s. I've just seen the 60s.
The 100s, like the VXP targets, they are 100s that spawn at sector orange that were 200 mil uranium.
Okay. Yeah, I haven't seen those yet. No, the sector I'm in doesn't get the orange a whole lot because everybody's pretty chilled, laid back, and it doesn't do a whole lot. So, every now and then when I need it, I go out and I'll get the orange real quick. But we don't live in orange, that's for sure. But I've done some practicing in the 60s, and the things seem to be working pretty good in those. I mean, mine are very low on the armor side at the moment, and I think even, and I've never been good at driving subs ever, and I guess it's just a fault of mine. And Battle Pirates, I don't like subs, so therefore I've never excelled at them. But I'll do 16, maybe take 10 minutes damage.
Yes, I don't like sub myself either, but I have a feeling that these subs are just going to be, are they going to be the required ship for these targets to do very well.
I gotta say, the one thing I love about these subs is unless you get caught by something that brings them up intentionally, they don't ever have to come up for air. Yes, thank you, Pixie.
Yes, another sub that doesn't surface.
It's a cheap man's version of the ghost.
That whole cycle that we were doing the Hellwraith raid, and everybody I was on Hangouts with, I was like, oh, by the way, pro tip, subs come up for air. By the way, pro tip, subs come up for air. I had to say, I said that at least 500 times during that raid cycle.
And I wanted to say that, those yellow cavitator rings and you see in targets, right? They do not bring you to the surface. So drive through them. Don't be afraid. I know that when this hull came out, it said it was brought to the surface by cavitation, but I can tell you it's not. That's all I'm saying. So it might be by the old arbiters, but the rings on the screen do not bring you up. I drive through them all the time. So I suggest, I did it on accident on the first time, and then I realized, wow, it does nothing. So you're good to go.
Well, thanks for saying that out loud on the show, and now they'll know to fix that. Thanks a lot.
That will be fixed quickly.
No.
We're looking for a replacement on the show for Ross Crow. Anyway, anything else you guys want to go into, or is that pretty much wrap it up as far as everybody's concerned?
As I was going to say about the raid, I got the fleet of the subs built, and I've got the 2 hunters built. I'm going to see which one works better. If the subs don't work, I'm going to build the rest of my hunters.
Well, see, what I heard is we're going to need that flag hunter that they're going to be offering to make that, and have a whole fleet of them to make them any good.
Damn, more coin them.
Yeah, I liked the hull. It sure looks like a nice little hull, but stat-wise, to me, it did look like you needed a full fleet to really to get the benefit of it, or other than, you know. So I don't know.
Tinkering around with it in Huggies a little bit the other day, and I came out with a pretty decent build. It did like I forget the exact numbers off the top of my head. I think it was like 286,000 BPS or something. And then like as far as defense, and this was without the flag, just putting like 5 of the regular ones in the fleet. I think I got up to where it could take like 3 million some odd explosive damage and 1 million, almost 2 million concussive damage before it would die. So yeah, those numbers seem pretty impressive.
That's huge. Those are good numbers.
Yeah.
Special-wise on our subs, where did we all go? I know my specials I used Magnus 3, I used Ablative 3, I used torpedo tubes, sealed fire charge, I used Guidance Scrambler 3, and Ion Thruster 3.
I did the same, and I think now that I got them ranked, I could drop the Ion Thrusters.
See, I don't think you need the Guidance Scrambler at all.
I like having it there.
No, you're better off.
For when I screw up and do edge in a little close and get torps fired at me, they can kind of help with that.
They're doing pretty well in the, like the, I just hit the uranium targets on the map now. I guess what, the 75. I think Armada, I believe it is. And they just auto. They're pretty nice.
I know once my Phantom thing is done, I may well be able to drop the Ion Thruster 3s at that point in time. Going in with them right now, without it, they're still not turning quite as fast as I want them to. So I'll have to tinker around with that and see a little bit. But yeah, so I guess that pretty much wraps it up for tonight, guys. We're going to jump off here. If you found the show helpful at all and you enjoyed it, hit the like and the subscribe button. And if you want to get notifications, make sure you hit that little bell thingy to get your notifications. So there you go, Cuddle. Now you know how to get your notifications. So you don't have to look into that. I just told you how to do it. So there you go. And thanks a lot, guys. And smash that like button, and we'll talk to you again next week.
Thank you.
Take care, guys.
Take care.